Hidely ho, Drinkerinos. Welcome to the show. I'm Steve Koontz, and we have a humdinger for you this week. Adrian and Danny Warren from Warren Reserve Cocktail Company are back, and they brought a bundle of booze to make some fun spring and summer cocktails. That's right, it's a cocktail show. Woo! Not only that, but we have a new promo code for you to score some sweet products from Warren Reserve. For a little bit, you'll get a little bit of a discount there. Use the code. That plus the Boise Beer Buddies community calendar and so much more on this week's episode of the Idaho Booze Podcast. It's time for the Warren Reserve Cocktail of the Week, and with me is none other than Adrian Warren. Adrian.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the Cocktail of the Week.
Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. What do we got going on today?
So we are going to make a huckleberry mojito.
Ooh, all right.
So we're going to use our huckleberry sour mix from Warren Reserve Cocktail Company. And to start out, I'm going to fill some glasses with some mint here. And what you want to do is take it in your hand and just slap it.
Bad mint.
Maybe do it twice.
Oh, man. Maybe 3 times. Take that.
And that really releases, you can smell the essence of the mint from doing that. A lot of people like to muddle it, but it really kind of just muddles the flavor of the mint, and you don't get that in your cocktail as much.
You don't get that smacked flavor.
Yeah, so that just releases the essences of the oils, so it just adds that flavor.
Freshly smacked.
Yeah, so let's just put...
We're just going to put it in like
we're
that?
just going to put it in, yeah. Just
not going to tear it up or anything? I'm going to tear mine up a little bit.
You can do however you want.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Yeah, the fun part of making cocktails. You can do it any way you want.
All right.
And then we add some ice.
Ice.
So I'm just going to use my hands and throw some ice in here.
Okay. Luckily, this isn't like a HIPAA-controlled environment. So you don't have to worry about it.
Hands are clean.
Yeah, oh yeah. She's only pet the dog 4 or 5 times. All right. We are iced up. It's like a night in Havana right now.
Yeah. So now we're going to use some rum, whatever flavor rum you like, but the white rum is the best for it.
There you go.
Yeah. So
I'm helping.
So we've got maybe 2 ounces, an ounce and a half to 2 ounces.
2 ounces is good.
Yeah. These are big glasses.
2. Yeah. Eyeball it.
Yeah. And then you want to maybe use the same amount of the huckleberry sour mix. And that would replace the lemon juice and the syrup in your mojito. So if you make the cocktail with the sugar and the lemon juice, or lime juice, you do about an ounce of lime juice and half an ounce of sugar or syrup. But this has all that in there already.
We're not doing that. We're
We are
not playing
not.
by those rules. We're making our mojitos the way we want them with huckleberry.
So
because we're in Idaho.
You can add as much as you want of this. I add maybe 2.5 ounces.
Okay.
So you might have to open up a new bottle.
I have one right here. Look, I'll even open it. Oh, the thing stuck on there.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
You want to make sure to shake it up real good before you open it, because it has a little bit of that.
That's my bad.
It settles
Take
a little.
2. Let's do it again.
It'll work.
All right, good.
All right. And then the little secret ingredient is our aromatic bitters. We have a barrel-aged aromatic bitters from Warren Reserve that adds a lot of warm spice to your cocktail.
Actually, I had the bigger bottle.
You can do 3 or 4 dashes. This is a small bottle, so I'm doing a little bit more than that. It's hard to get that liquid coming out of there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then we just top it off with some club soda. I've got a premium club soda here, Polar.
Polar. That sounds cold and refreshing.
So you just add as much of that as you want in there.
Well, you kind of have to just go to the top of the glass at this point. Because if you keep adding more, it's just going to spill everywhere and make a giant mess.
And if it waters down that huckleberry sour mix, you could just add a little extra in there. And you could add a few more sprigs of mint in there on the top.
Take that.
And do a little squeeze of lime.
Oh, yeah. We almost forgot about the lime.
You can throw that one in there or discard it and put a new one on there.
I'm going to do 2.
Yeah.
I like lime in my mojito. I like it to taste like a Habana Night.
And then just stir it up. Make sure all those flavors are mixed.
Should have brought my own spoon. That's my bad.
And there is a delicious summer mojito.
All right. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Or as they say in Havana, cheers.
And you get that mint in your mouth.
Oh, yeah. Nice and minty, nice and limey, nice and huckleberry.
Yeah.
It's a nice summer cocktail.
That huckleberry kind of shines through and gives it that sweetness and the sour from the lemon juice and lime juice in there.
And I feel like this isn't like a normal mojito where the next day you're like, oh, God, that's right, I had mojitos. This is like a nice balanced mojito. It doesn't feel too boozy or anything. It's just a nice refreshing drink. Thank you so much, Adrienne.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. This has been this week's Warren Reserve Cocktail of the Week. Use the brand new code. What's our new code?
Summer 25.
Summer 25. You buy 3 bottles of this guy right here, the huckleberry syrup. You get 1 free bottle of either the lavender or the chili lime bitters. Or both. You can buy both of them. Do them both. Yes. Yeah. Summer 25. Use that promo code at checkout at WarrenReserve.com. Thank you so much, Adrienne. This has been your Warren Reserve Cocktail of the Week. Spring is here and summer's right around the corner. Time to step up your cocktail game with Warren Reserve. Their huckleberry syrup is made with real lemon, limes, and wild huckleberries, and it's the perfect upgrade for your margarita, mojito, or even a whiskey sour. And right now, when you buy a 3-bottle pack of huckleberry syrup at WarrenReserve.com, you'll get a free bottle of lavender or chili lime bitters. Just use the promo code SUMMER25 at checkout. That's WarrenReserve.com. Promo code SUMMER25. Cheers! Welcome back to the show. I'm Steve Kuntz, and if you don't know, I am working on a new book, this time about the wild Idaho wine country. This project's been very eye-opening for me. It's funny because I've been the quintessential sort of beer writer for the Mountain West, I would say for Utah and for here in Idaho. I've written probably more published stuff about beer than I would say anyone else. So taking on this project to figure out and sort of discover Idaho wine for myself and for my readers and for everyone else that wants to learn more about it has been very eye-opening and a lot of fun. And the biggest part about this that I knew going in, I did know this, was figuring out how much I don't know and learning how much I don't know. And sort of what that means is kind of figuring out what the puzzle looks like before putting it together, in that I knew enough about fermentation. I knew enough about flavor. I knew enough about how to sort of find things on the palate to be dangerous. If I were to say, taste a glass of wine, I could tell you, relatively accurately what the flavor profiles in there were, how much oak was in there, stuff like that. I could not tell you about the terroir. I did not even really know what that word meant. I could not tell you about minerality. I still am trying to figure out what that word means. And I could not tell you about different growing regions and how the different growing regions affect the flavor of the grapes. I could not tell you about how the sugar at the time that people pick the grapes, how that impacts flavor. I could not tell you when grapes are picked. Maybe I could tell you whenabouts. Yeah, harvest season, right? It's not like they're getting picked in March. I know kind of when they're being picked. So this has been sort of an eye-opening journey for me, and it's been a lot of fun. And I'll tell you what the best part about it is. It's the warm welcome that I've received from everyone in the Idaho wine community, starting with Ashley Struble at the Idaho Wine Commission and a lot of the people she's involved with, Snake River Wine Tours. Man, they're awesome. Those guys are so awesome. If you have a chance to go on a Snake River wine tour with Samantha or John or any of the good people over there, go ahead and take that opportunity because they are fan-fucking-tastic. Just amazing. Snake River wine tours, could not recommend enough. I mean, who else? Gosh, Meredith Smith she's at St. Chapelle and Sawtooth. Joe Schnur we've had on the show. Earl Sullivan we've had on the show. Earl from Talaya. Joe from over there at Cinder. We've had Will Wetmore. He's a good friend of the show. He's been on at least once once. I've had him on another thing on the Journey to Idaho Wine. He's on that as well. So, and then I've met a bunch of new friends. Ron Bittner, a guy I talked to yesterday. Today was Denise Smith over at Sol Invictus. And there's going to be many more this weekend that I'm going to go talk to. And these people are not only do we have winemakers like Will and Meredith that are out there just super talented artisans plying their craft in a way that's pretty amazing. But we also have these owners of the wineries that are just as sort of into it and just as passionate about the wine as their winemakers. And a lot of times the winemakers and the owners are the same, and sometimes they're not. So, I was talking to Ron Bittner yesterday from Bittner Wines, and his winery only does 1,500 cases, and he wouldn't tell me. He was cagey about it, and I get it. But I would say like half of that goes to his wine club, and his wine club are only people they select, which is crazy to think about. Like, think about if Sockeye, if you were just like, hey, for your Chronicles thing, you get to have half of it go to the Chronicles, the people that belong to the Chronicles membership, and you can choose them, and they'll just be cool with it. It's just insane. So Bittner has this cool thing where, their wine club is sort of like family to them. Sol Invictus talked about today too. They have sort of the same deal with their wine club because they're the people that come there at least 4 times a year to pick up their allotment and everything like that. So my biggest discovery in this whole thing are the super talented, super passionate artisans in our state making some amazing wines. And it's true. You might not believe me. Well, let me give you some knowledge. Let me drop some knowledge from Yay on High. Just recently, the San Francisco Chronicle Wine Competition, which is a lot of words in a sentence. It is also the largest competition of North American wines, and the winners just got released. So this is kind of like the Great American Beer Festival for North American wineries. And so I don't know if you remember GABF this last year. I don't even know if we got any medals. I can't remember. Maybe there were 2 or 3 handed out for Idaho beers. Well, Idaho Wines brought home 33 medals in this competition. That's a lot. It's a lot of medals. Let's go through them a little bit here. I got a list here. Well, Holzinski Organic, which is the only organic winery in the state, they came home with 14 medals. And I'm going to go see them, I think, week after next. So look out, Holzinski. I'm coming out to meet you guys, and I want to see those medals. Houston Winery, they got 3 medals. Bittner, the guy I just talked about, Ron and his team over there, they got 4 medals. 2020 Petit Verdot, Syrah, Dry Riesling, a Syrah blend. Cinder, our good friend Joe, poet laureate of the show, Joe Cinder, or Joe Schneer. Got 4 medals for him, including Chardonnay, 26 to 29.99. I got to think that's like winning for IPA. I mean, Chardonnay, everybody makes a fucking Chardonnay. But also from Tempranillo. That's huge. Huge. Cold Springs got 3. Including for dry rosé up to $29.99. That's a huge category, dry rosé. And for Pinot Noir, $25 to $25.99 to $29.99. That's a big category. Now, this is something I also want to talk. I'll get to in a second. That's funny though. Cuesta Soul Vineyards, which I'm going to go see them, I think, next week. They won for a Barbera, $40 plus. Hat Ranch. Good friend of the show, Will Whitmore. He's the winemaker there. 4 of them, including for Tempranillo and for Pinot Grigio. I had that Pinot Grigio the other day. It's delicious. Cab Franc. So yeah, we have a really good group of winemakers, an awesome group of winemakers. A lot of people told me when I took on the book that, well, I don't know, Idaho wine. I don't know. Well, I know. I'm looking at the list. 33 medals for the Great American Beer Festival of wine festivals. It's crazy, 33 medals. Good job by everybody. Good job. Great work. Awesome that you brought that hardware back to the gem state. Now, one thing I thought was funny was how they do awards in winemaking. Because I'm used to beer making, and and brewery rewards and stuff, we don't really do it by price. I don't know why. So it's funny to me that Cold Springs won the Pinot Noir Award for $25 to $29.99. Now, look, if you're asking me, is it more, I bet in the wine, and they also have these other things. They have like double golds and single golds and double platinums, and they have all sorts of weird, funky ways that people can win awards. I get it. But if you ask me, if you said, Steve, what do you think? Cold Springs won for Pinot Noir, $25 to $30, basically. They're the Pinot Noirs that are kind of the middle of the pack. They're not the best. They're not the $100 Pinot Noirs, but they're not the $10 Pinot Noirs, but they're the $25 to $29.99 Pinot Noirs. But the one that won for, let's say, whatever, 40 plus or 50 plus or whatever it is, that one's the better Pinot Noir, right? I say no. I say if you win the Pinot Noir Award for $25 to $29.99, you are competing against a jillion Pinot Noirs. Now, if you win the one for $40 plus, good for you. Good on you. Like Cinder, our good friend Joe, over there winning from Tempranillo, $40 plus. Now, how many Tempranillos are there that are $40 plus? How many? I mean, I couldn't tell you. I know Cinder has one because it won. I'm just saying, and look at Cinder's other award for Chardonnay, $26 to $29.99. $26 to $29.99 for Chardonnay. Now look, that's not KJ. That's not 10 to 30. I don't know what the categories are clearly, but it's not $10 to $25.99 or whatever it is. That would be a really tough award to win. But 26 to 29, I mean, that puts you right there with Merceau. It puts you right there with, I think, Rambauer is 40. So it puts you there in a good grouping of Chardonnays. Obviously, the more expensive you get with a wine, the better the wine is supposed to be, right? But I'm looking at this from the view of how hard is it to win the award? And if you're winning the award for Chardonnay, $26 to $29.99, or for Pinot Grigio, or for Tempranillo up to $39.99, or Tempranillo 40 plus. Tempranillo is a hard wine to make, actually. So if you're winning those awards, I say that are a little bit more like that Chardonnay award. That's crazy. That is an IPA category. Everybody makes Chardonnay, as our friend Earl Sullivan once told us. Chardonnay is a weed. It grows everywhere. So congratulations to Bittner, Cinder, Cold Springs, Cuesta Soul Vineyards, Hat Ranch, Holzinski, and Houston on winning those awards, those medals. That is awesome. After the awards, the thing that I'm learning, the last thing I'm learning, is the spirit of community in the wine world. Same as in the beer world. It's like, we're all just in this to make everyone better. And we all just want stuff that doesn't suck. We all just want good stuff. And we want to be paired with other people that make good stuff. And that's what's going on in the wine world. That is something that I think a lot of the people I'm talking to that have been around for a little while, they sort of miss how it used to be when people were actually more collaborative. So maybe we can get back to that. But my biggest takeaway is that these wineries are just waiting for you to discover them. So I hope talking about them on this pod, writing about them in my upcoming book, chronicling it all on my journey to Idaho Wine Substack, idahowine.substack.com, $5 a month. Come on, just give us a little taste. Try it out. See, you might like it. I'm hoping this stuff will bring more recognition and will bring more of your pretty faces out to wine country here in the Treasure Valley, up in Lewis and Clark, and even out in the Magic Valley, up in the Panhandle as well. Get out there, try a local winery on this long weekend. We've got Memorial Day coming up. Barbecue, beers, now wine. Get out there. I think you're Geworts to have a good time. We are going to be right back. We have the Warren Reserve Cocktail Company is here. We got Adrian and Danny Warren in the house. They're going to be making, actually Adrian, she's going to be whipping up some spring and summer cocktails that you are not going to want to miss. And we're going to do that right after this. Heading out to the lake is great, and Treasure Valley Chevron is here to make that lake trip even better with a crazy selection of snacks, drinks, and stuff for your long weekend away. Need a lift for the road? With the Treasure Valley's largest assortment of energy drinks, energy shots, coffee, candy, sodas, and more, you can fill yourself up for the long trip along with your car. Looking for something more substantial? TVC has a huge assortment of snacks, chips, and more to munch on during your trek. Hit up Treasure Valley Chevron at I-84 and Gowan Road or Highway 55 at Beacon Light and see why TVC is your best stop for any trip. Welcome back to the Idaho Booze Podcast. I'm Steve Kuntz here with Adrian Warren. Adrian, hey.
Hello.
What's happening? Danny's here too. Danny, hey.
Hey.
You can't hear him. So he's hanging back. He's in the chair. He's petting dogs. He's doing all right over there. But if you have something to say, let us know. We'll get another mic or something set up for you. He's too comfortable over there, I think.
Yeah, he is. He's just wanting to be in the background today.
We're stuck on these bar stools in front of all this booze. And today, Adrian, I'm so happy you guys are here from Warren Reserve Cocktail Company, obviously, our best friends with the syrups and all the bitters that we love to use in every drink that we make. They are here today. We are talking spring and summer cocktails.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for all the support you've given us over the last year.
Oh, my goodness.
Been great being a part of your podcast. And yeah, we have, summertime coming up, camping season coming up. So we have fun cocktails for parties or patios. So we've got, a margarita that we're going to make with our huckleberry sour mix. I've got 3 different cocktails with our huckleberry sour mix that we're going to make.
Holy moly. So should I have worn my drinking pants?
Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe we could just sip on them. We don't have to drink them all.
Do we need glassware? I should have probably asked you this before we started recording. Do we need glassware?
Yeah, we probably need glasses.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. I think we can do that. We'll get some of that here in a second. But first, let's talk about what we're going to be using today. You said the huckleberry syrup. Now, this is an amazing syrup made from huckleberries. It looks like a huckleberry.
So it's actually a sour mix. So it's got that lemon and lime juice that a traditional sour mix has, but then it also has berries infused into it, huckleberries. And it's made with pure raw cane sugar. So everything in there is clean and fresh, and wild huckleberries are in there too. So it really makes a delicious cocktail.
And that's kind of the cool thing about all of your bitters and all of your syrups, right? They're all made with fresh ingredients, really nice ingredients. You're not using any, there's no red dye number 5 or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. So we pride ourselves on using as clean of ingredients as we can. So yeah, there's no added sugars or anything like that in our bitters. Their bitters are made with 190 proof grain alcohol, and then as many local ingredients as we can get for the bitters. Same with the mixes too, the sour mix. We get our huckleberries locally, and we just pride ourselves on that, and we try to do the best premium product as possible.
It's another thing that we have in common. This podcast also 100% organic.
Yes.
And made with 190 proof alcohol as well.
Very good.
Yeah. No, it's not bad, right? I don't like to brag.
Yeah. Well,
But that's kind of where we're at here at the Idaho Booze Podcast. So yeah, and that's one thing I really love about the bitters that you guys make. I've even come around on the lavender. I've started putting a couple dashes of lavender into my gin and tonic.
Nice.
And I like that the flavors taste like what it says on the bottle and not some version of that. Like you have chili lime. There's, I would imagine, real chilies, real lime in there, right?
Yeah, so we have 9 different flavors of bitters, but our newest flavor is the chili lime, and we've got 5 different fresh chilies in there. We've got jalapeno, serrano, ancho, habanero, and I think a ghost pepper. So
That's one ghost pepper.
yeah, maybe.
Just one. You don't want too many ghost peppers in there.
No, so it's
starts
spicy.
to, instead of making cocktails, it starts to become an episode of Hot Ones or
Right,
something.
exactly. So yeah, if you want a little heat to your drink, that's a great option because
Yeah.
you can control the amount of heat in your cocktail.
I know. I think we've had it as the cocktail the week before, but I really I started doing mezcal margaritas, and I added a dash or 2 of that chili lime to the mezcal margarita.
Nice.
Oh, chef's kiss! Amazing.
We have a Oaxaca old fashioned recipe on our recipe cards that we hand out, and we use our chocolate bitters in that, and that's amazing too.
Let's bust out that recipe today, because I've had a day already,
Yeah.
and I could use a Waka cocktail. I have some good mezcal back in the bar that we can use.
Nice.
So let me know if you need that. And and then the other kind of things, the really kind of standout one that I have just started using because I just ran out of the other one that I had was the aromatic.
Okay.
So it's basically like your regular like bitter, like the regular bitters, but your guys is I think has a little bit more flavor to it. What kind of stuff do you put in that one?
Yeah, ours is a little different than Angostura or something like that, because it's barrel aged, and so it's got that kind of oaky wood flavor.
Yeah, I think
So,
that's what it is. It's
yeah.
that it's maybe a little vanilla, maybe a little oak. It's just I found that in my my old fashioned that I like to make here, and maybe I'll make one for you later. There's two that I really like right now, and one is your orange bitter with the aromatic.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one, I just go straight Maine. That what is it? 525
West 509.
West 509. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Man, I love that one.
Yeah.
And so I'll just do West 509. Boom, boom, boom. 3 shakes of that in there, and maybe 1 orange, and that's like really, really good with the burnt orange, with the burnt sugar syrup.
Yeah.
That's a killer old fashioned.
Yeah, that's one of our top sellers. People love that combination, the burnt sugar syrup and the West 509.
It's good.
The West 509 is a spiced almond flavor, so it's very
It's
almond forward. but
Magic.
Yeah, it has hints of orange blossom water and cherry and nutmeg in there, so there's a lot going on in that flavor.
It's just magic. I love it. I think not every episode, but maybe every other episode, I'm like I'm just using West 509. Like
Nice.
I love it. I love that bitter. And then the ginger bitter is another one that we've had a lot of fun with. It was our bitter sort of the month last month. We did a lot of fun cocktails with it. I did a rum old fashioned with a shake of ginger and then 2 shakes of orange. And that one was outstanding as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that Bardenay rum. Stuff is good. So yeah, lots of fun stuff you can do. What are a couple other flavors that you guys do really well with in the bitters?
Well, we have the orange, which is the traditional orange flavor that's very versatile, so people love that one. But we try to have the traditional flavors for people, but then we have some unique flavors to our own company, like our coffee pecan, which is also excellent in an old fashioned or
Yeah.
any kind of a coffee drink if you did an espresso martini.
Espresso martini. We did them just the other night. Yes.
Yeah, nice. Or anything with Kahlua or any kind of creamy drink, or chocolatey drink, that coffee pecan is really nice in.
Yeah.
And then we also have a chocolate. It's called chocolate guava. It's got that guava in there that's kind of a floral note. It doesn't really have the fruitiness of the guava, but it has the floral essence of it. So that's really nice in an old fashioned or any kind of chocolatey drink if you did a chocolate martini.
Yeah.
Or like that Oaxaca old fashioned I was telling you about with tequila and mezcal.
I don't know that I've ever had the chocolate guava. I think that's one flavor that has eluded me so far.
Well, yeah, we got to try
We
it.
got to try it. So we're going to do spring and summer cocktails today. Are we going to start with spring or summer?
They're interchangeable. You can no.
This spring has been kind of wild. It's been like you look outside in the morning, you're like, oh, 80 degrees. Nope, it's 55. So maybe the spring, you're probably right. You're probably
Spring
right.
first. Like what I have is a huckleberry whiskey sour that we can make that's delicious.
We sure
with the
can.
huckleberry sour mix. Kind of a traditional drink with the sour mix. And then we could do a margarita. We could do that Oaxaca old fashioned if you want.
Well, let's
I have a
not
mojito.
spoil it all for everyone. Oh, well, we're definitely not going to make a mojito. I'm winking rather drastically right now. Mojitos. I have so many fond memories of mojitos at night and so many terrible memories of mojitos in the morning. So yeah, we're going to get to spring and summer cocktails with Adrian Warren here, Danny Warren as well, sitting on the chair, hanging out. Right after this, I'm going to go grab some ice and get some glassware. How does that sound?
Great.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Idaho Booze Podcast. I'm Steve Kuntz here with Adrian Warren. Adrian, what do we got going over there? You got a little mixology course happening.
Yeah, so I'm going to make a Oaxaca old fashioned since you've never had one. And we're
Awesome.
going to use our chocolate guava bitters, which is one of our newest products. So to start it out, I'm just going to put some ice in a glass. Normally, you'd want to probably mix it into a shaker and then pour it over a big ice cube. But We don't have a big ice cube today, so we're just going to make it in the
big
glass.
ice cube. I have big ice cubes. Get out of here. I have tons of big ice cubes.
It's my bad for not
No,
asking.
it's my fault. I should have brought a big ice cube. Do you have a stir stick over there? Okay,
I
you do.
do.
Okay, good.
So I'm just putting some ice into a rocks glass, and then I'm going to measure out about 1.5 ounces of your favorite white tequila, Blanco tequila. So I'm measuring that out.
She is meticulously.
And then you can use agave syrup,
The tequila
or we
is in
have
the
our
glass.
burnt sugar syrup that I'm trying today in it. So it's just about 1/4 ounce of the burnt sugar syrup or agave.
She would prefer agave. She said a couple
Yes.
times, but the burnt sugar I think will work really nicely.
But we'll see how this burnt sugar does. I haven't used it in this cocktail before, but it is a great product. So
I don't know. Is there that big of a difference between agave and just simple syrup? I mean, really?
It's got kind of that honey flavor a little bit, but not much. I think most syrups are. I mean, they have different nuances to them, but I don't know. Anyway, we are doing a little splash of mezcal to get that smokiness into
Now we're
your
talking.
into your old fashioned.
Leyendas.
Yeah.
This is straight from Mexico, and I can't talk about how I got it home. Let's just say we should all wash our hands.
Uh-oh. So we've got about 1/4 ounce of that in there, and then we're going to do a healthy 3 or 4 dashes of our chocolate guava bitters.
Booyah.
Yeah. And then you can add a flamed orange peel if you want. I'm going to stir that up.
You can tell she's stirring the drink because that's the noise it's making. Now, if it just had the one big rock in there, you'd just be hearing the one rock clink around. That's no good for audio.
No fun.
Yeah, you want lots of ice in there. I do have big cubes of ice, just to let everyone know out there.
All right, here is your cocktail.
Oh, boy.
Let me know what you think.
Oh, man, it smells like mezcal. Man, you know what? The chocolate really does come out in that one. And you're right, it is kind of floral. The mezcal is like really nice in there. It gives it that smokiness that I really like. And then the tequila just acts like kind of the way it should. It just is like fuel for the fire, right? So the tequila's there, but I get the mezcal, I get the chocolate, and I think the burnt sugar does just fine there as well. I think the burnt sugar goes with the chocolate really well. That's a nice cocktail.
Yeah, that burnt sugar works pretty well, and you can always add extra chocolate bitters if you don't get it. I put a little extra in there, and it really bumped it up. So
The thing I love about mezcal is everything.
yeah, yeah, mezcal is great. It
Yeah.
adds that smokiness and really elevates the cocktail.
So that was, it was 1.5 ounces of tequila, about 1/4 ounce mezcal, 1/4 ounce of burnt sugar syrup, and then 4 or 5 dashes of the chocolate bitter, chocolate guava bitters, right?
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I should note that we'll have all this up on the show notes. We'll have every single recipe on the show notes as well today.
Yeah, and we have that recipe on our website as well, so you can check it out there.
Nice.
And yeah, it's a delicious recipe and great for summer barbecues or
It is. It's nice because the chocolate in there kind of makes it so like if people are afraid to have like an old fashioned or if they're afraid of tequila or whatever it is, the chocolate in there really kind of gives it like I don't think anybody would be afraid of that drink. Like if they had that, they'd be really into that.
yeah, and it's reminiscent of Mexico and summertime, warm weather, beaches and oceans. So that's what
Yeah.
I think of when I drink tequila and mezcal.
Cabo, baby. We all just went to a place there just now, and it was beautiful. Right on. All right. Well, we got so that's the Waka Old Fashioned.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And if you want to, we can do another cocktail. We can do a huckleberry whiskey sour if you
Let's
would
do
like
it.
to do that. All right. So
Keep them coming, Adrian.
that one is a pretty easy cocktail, and it's on our website. It's one of our main go-tos with our sour mix, our huckleberry sour mix, because it's meant for a whiskey sour. But you can mix it with gin or vodka or tequila to make it any kind of cocktail you want. It's a really versatile mix.
Do you need an egg white for this?
Yeah, if you want to do that,
Yeah.
I can get this going while you grab an egg white. So I am just putting some ice into the cocktail shaker. And then we are going to use a couple ounces of, I have some Maker's Mark here. Okay, so
Of course, when summer does get here, I will have the whatever that carton of egg white thing
oh yes.
for whiskey sours and for gin fizzes.
Yeah, nice.
So, I'll be prepared. And I'll have giant ice cubes too. I have giant ice cubes.
All right, so I put some ice in the cocktail shaker, and now I'm just going to measure out 2 ounces. I have some Maker's Mark here. It's a pretty middle of the road whiskey that you can use that doesn't cost too much. That
Have you ever been to Maker's Mark?
I have not.
I have had the opportunity to go, and it is awesome.
Awesome.
It is in the woods.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
Out. Yeah, everything else, all the other distilleries are kind of out near the freeway or whatever. Not Maker's Mark. Over the river and through the woods you go to get there. It's really pretty.
I went to the Jack Daniels years and years ago, and that was a beautiful distillery as well.
Smoky Mountains.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got the Huckleberry Sour Mix, so I'm going to do 2 ounces of that. If you want to do a little extra, that always helps. You just pour that in with the whiskey. And then you can do a few dashes of our lavender bitters for your summertime cocktail. It adds a nice floral note to your cocktail. And then we've got egg white, so I'm going to throw that in there.
Freshly cracked.
Yes, thank you.
What other flavors would go good with bitters in that?
We have a chili lime that would be great in there. Our Emmett cherry would be good in that. Our orange. Even the ginger root would be great in that.
Ginger root would be good. Yeah, I think we give it a little spice.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I've got it all in the cocktail shaker. I'm just going to shake it up for about 60 seconds to really get that egg white infused and frothed up.
Don't worry, I'll talk while you're shaking.
Okay.
So she's shaking now, and she's doing a pretty good job. She's really got to emulsify that egg white. It really needs to get nice and frothy. Otherwise, if that thing comes out like looking like a scrambled egg white, then it's going to be a mess on my bar. I'll tell you that much. But that's not going to happen. She's got a nice motion going now. She's going back and forth with it. I think that egg white is really getting shaken up nicely. And she seems to be getting a little tired. It's okay. Maybe she can tap Danny in to see if he can help. No, he's not getting up. I can't really stress enough how not much he's getting up. All right. And, she's done.
All right.
And we've got a beautiful frozen coupe already ready for you.
Okay, perfect.
There it
I'm
is.
just gonna-
You found it.
Yes. Pour that in.
And the nice thing with the Warren Reserve shaker is it already has a strainer on there for you. You don't have to go get your cocktail strainer. Oh, that's looking nice.
Yeah, it adds that beautiful frothiness on top.
Gotta love an egg white. Plus the protein. My God, the protein.
It's healthy.
It's healthy. It does look like a Jamba Juice, doesn't it? Like,
It does a little
It's
bit.
got a very nice, beautiful purple, kind of red purple color.
Yeah.
The off-white head, it's a nice, like kind of reddish pink. Oh, it smells good.
It's very refreshing for the summertime.
It's super refreshing for any time, but particularly for the summertime. The huckleberry comes out really nicely. The whiskey is almost like, you can taste a little bit of the oakiness of the whiskey on the back, a little bit, but mostly that's just a nice refreshing. That's what we like to call that's a dangerous drink.
Yes.
We had another name for that in college, but for now we'll say dangerous. That's what that is, and it's gorgeous. Look how pretty it is.
Yeah, it really is a pretty drink, and it's great for picnics or barbecues.
I should say I'm going to take a picture of these, of each of these as we're going along here, so that people can see how beautiful they are. So that is that's the Huckleberry whiskey sour. Is that right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, man, that one tastes so good.
So you can also use that same technique pretty much. You don't use the egg white though, and you could put some triple sec in there with the Huckleberry Sour Mix and make a margarita using tequila.
Can't decide which one I want to drink more, so I'm probably just going to do all of them. But, so when you're coming up with like a spring, or because you guys have several recipes on your website, and I know maybe some of them are kind of tried and true recipes, but others of them aren't. What was the one you were talking about earlier, the pumpkin one?
Oh, it was a one for the holidays. It was a pumpkin sidecar, pumpkin bourbon sidecar, and it used our pumpkin spice syrup that's seasonal, and our ginger root bitters.
And yeah, and some like star anise or something.
Yeah, so we put a star anise pod on top for that floral note, but I think there's bourbon and lemon juice and lime juice and a sweetener. I'm trying to think of it off the top
So
of my head.
how does it work when you're in the lab coming up with these? How do you come up with such fascinating flavors? Because I would never. I mean, I think bourbon. I've made bourbon pumpkin pie before, but I would never think to do it in a cocktail. So how do you come up with stuff like that?
It's just experimenting and reading other recipes and trying new variations on old classics and just coming up with new flavors. It's fun to take ingredients and be creative with them.
Yeah. And then you can and then as you're kind of creating these recipes, you can sort of work around whatever you guys already have in your sort of portfolio, right? So, like Danny was just saying, you could use lavender in this, or you could use, chili lime or whatever. So do you just keep making the same one with all the different ones, or do you kind of just intrinsically know which ones will taste good?
Well, that's what's fun with bitters is whatever flavor of bitters you're using kind of changes the flavor profile of your drink. So if you wanted more of a citrus note, you could add the orange bitters to the cocktail, or if you wanted spicy, you could add the chili lime. And they're a flavoring agent. They're kind of like the salt and pepper to your cocktail. So you just add as much or as little of whatever flavors you want, and it really elevates the cocktail and brings all the flavors together and makes it a cohesive, crafted cocktail.
Yeah, for sure. You can really taste it specifically in the
Huckleberry sour.
the huckleberry sour, because the lavender, the bitterness. I always like to use bitters anyway because it does bring it back from kind of being cloyingly sweet. Mm-hmm. And in this one, there's a lot of sweet. I mean, there's whiskey, there's the huckleberry syrup. And so I think that, yeah, just those like 3 or 4 dashes. And maybe you don't taste the lavender as much in that one. Like I don't get a ton of lavender, but I do get that bitter note on the back. And it does really kind of balance the drink out a little bit, right?
Yeah, and the lavender, you're not meant to taste it. It's just meant to be floral. So you get a little hint of it when you're smelling your cocktail. But yeah, you don't really want to taste the bitterness of the bitters. It just wants to disappear into the drink and just be on the back of your mind like, what's that?
Yeah.
What made that better?
Yeah, this doesn't taste super sweet. What's going on?
So yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So these are two great spring, summer. What else? Do we have any more? What else do we have?
I could make a margarita that we could do with the chili lime bitters, or we have a mojito that I could do.
We're saving the mojito.
Yes.
That's going to be our cocktail of the week.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to save that one. So the last one that we have is a margarita.
It's a margarita, so I can get that one going.
Game on.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So
I love a margarita.
I'm just going to add some ice to a glass. And you can always make this in your cocktail shaker too.
Yeah.
It's however fancy you want to get with it.
We get pretty fancy around here. As you can tell. It's pretty fancy.
And then margaritas are pretty easy to make. You just do a couple ounces of tequila. I'm using just Lunazul Blanco tequila.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Free plug, Lunazil.
And instead of using a margarita mix, you can just use the huckleberry sour mix because it's got that lemon and lime juice in there that really plays well on a margarita. So I'm doing about 2 ounces of that.
Okay.
And then you want just a splash of an orange liqueur of any kind. I brought some triple sec. So
I didn't know triple sec came in a bottle like that.
yeah, it's not a real triple sec.
Oh.
But
Okay. It's like a triple sec syrup.
yeah, it's kind of like a syrup, but yeah, an orange liqueur would be better for that. And then we have our chili lime bitters, which adds the heat to it. So
Yeah, and these bitters don't screw around with that one.
yeah,
Those ones, they do bring the heat.
yeah. So start small and add more if you need it.
There you go. That's a good tip.
And you just
So now she's just stirring it up. And yeah, I mean, the nice thing about the margarita is you kind of can do it however you want, right? Like, and then even with some triple sec in there. After that, you can maybe do like a Cointreau topper, or you could do a Grand Marnier topper, make it a Cadillac. That's a
would be the
margarita
best.
that is very, that's the best.
And
Now,
you could put this in a blender and blend it up, or you
oh,
could.
frozen marg, get out of
Yeah.
here. Tasty.
So there you go.
Okay, I'm gonna try this one too. Danny, you want to try this one?
Of course.
All right.
That's one thing I'll get up for.
Danny got up. Oh yeah. Again, the tequila is just there to kind of add the fuel, add the octane. You get a little bit of that on the back end. The huckleberry sweet and sour. If you closed your eyes and drank that, you'd be like, yeah, it's kind of fruity, but it's not like, super fruity. It does taste like sweet and sour with a little bit of that berry on the side, and then the chili lime. I could even do like a couple more dashes of chili lime in
Yeah.
there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it could use. Yeah, you could put as much as you want in there to bump up the heat. And yeah, that berry in there, it makes it a fun margarita flavor. There's blackberry margaritas. There's every flavor of margarita. So this is just a huckleberry margarita.
Yeah. As we had in college, we had yellow ones and then we had red ones. That's kind of the way we went with margaritas. They were yellow or they were red.
Yep.
I don't know that they really had flavors. I think it was just yellow and red. It's supposed to be strawberry.
We used to go down to Cafe Olay and they'd have 2-for-1 margaritas, and they had every flavor under the sun, and we would have many margaritas.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Yeah.
I had Mexican food for lunch today, and I had a lot to do, so I was not having a margarita, but I was very jealous of the lady who had the fishbowl at the table next to me. It looked like a very fun lunch for her, not so much for me with my stupid Coke Zero or whatever I was drinking. But this is much better. So, what would you say is your favorite of these three, Adrian?
Oh, well, I love the Oaxaca Old Fashioned. If you like an old fashioned and you like tequila, that's a
where it's
winner
at.
for sure.
Especially with that mezcal in there.
Yes. And then, the Huckleberry Whiskey Sour and the margarita uses that Huckleberry Sour mix. That it's just really versatile. It does have that fruitiness that a lot of people love in their cocktails.
And
It's
now,
one of our best sellers. So
now each of us has a cocktail, so we're all set. We're ready to go. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll come right back with Adrian Warren from Warren Reserve Cocktail Company. Patio season is here, and nothing brings down the vibe more than getting that bill at the end of happy hour when you're paying full price for pours. Don't be a sucker. Get a Boise Beer Buddies card. It means never having to pay full price with the summer patio season coming up. You need to save as much money as you can. Go to BoiseBeerBuddies.com, sign up for your Beer Buddies card, and save money at dozens of bars, restaurants, breweries, wineries, cideries, and more for just $20. What's that? You want to buddy up with a friend? Use my promo code BOOZEPOD at checkout and get one for your best buddy for free. That's a BOGO Beer Buddy. Be a buddy. Get your Boise Beer Buddies card today. Welcome back to the Idaho Booze Podcast. I'm Steve Kuntz here with Adrian and Danny Warren. Hey-o, we are getting into these spring and summer cocktails. Some of us a little bit more than others, and so we're here in the lab. We're coming up with new drinks. We're having a lot of fun, mostly with our Huckleberry Sour syrup, right?
Yes.
So that's going to be our summer syrup, right? We're just going to have that one, and we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and announce a new promo code. Let's do it right now. Let's get
Yeah.
people quenched.
So what we want to do is offer up we have a 3-pack of Huckleberry Sour Mix on our website, and you can pick a bundle that either has the chili lime bitters or the lavender bitters, and you get the bitters for free. It's a little 1.7 ounce bottle, so it's like a little sample bottle that comes along with your 3-pack of Huckleberry Sour Mix. And the code is Summer25.
Summer 25, and basically you're buying the Huckleberry Sour and you get a free bottle of bitters with it, either chili lime or lavender, so you can make any of these cocktails that we're having. You can make the 2 Huckleberry cocktails that we're having today. So you all you have to do is supply the tequila and the whiskey, and off you go.
Yes.
You're good to go for the whole summer. You're going to be set up. 3 bottles of Huckleberry syrup will get you going, at least for I'd say 2 barbecues, 3 barbecues.
Yeah, maybe.
Something like that. Yeah. I mean, if you're making drinks the right way, then maybe two barbecues. So then that's all going to be for the low price of
$29.99.
$29.99. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Stop it. And free shipping.
Yes.
Oh my God, Danny. Shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have. The people listening to the show love free shipping. So we're gonna do
Summer 25.
Summer 25 is the code. I keep saying cocktail is the code, and that's gonna be you buy the pack of Huckleberry Sour Mix, get a free bottle of chili lime or lavender bitters from us at Idaho Booze Podcast and from Warren Reserve Cocktail Company. That's an awesome deal. Thank you so much for providing that for us and for making sure that this is the summer of Huck.
Yes, for sure.
Huck summer. I love it. Well, Adrian and Danny, thank you so much for coming by today and being on the show. I really appreciate it. We are going to do one more thing. We're going to do the Warren Reserve Cocktail of the Week, which Adrian is super stoked about because we're going to be doing it on camera. It's going to be great. She just doesn't realize how much fun it is yet. Right, Adrian?
Right.
So thank you so much for coming by today. I think we made all the drinks we're going to make, right?
Yeah, except for the last one.
The last one that we're going to do for the video.
Yep.
Oh, and wait till you see what it is. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited about this last one. So make sure you guys, if you don't see the video on Spotify, make sure you check it out on YouTube so you can, or TikTok, and you can check out and get the huckleberry syrup and get all these bitters from Warren Reserve because they really are awesome. And where can we find you guys?
So these 2 flavors, especially the huckleberry and the lavender, are in all the Albertsons in the Intermountain West. So you can pick up a bottle of those in the mixer aisles. We're also in the co-ops locally here in Boise and Meridian. 5 of our flavors of bitters are in the liquor stores throughout the state. And we're online on Amazon. We have free shipping on our website. So you can find us. We're everywhere you look. So
yeah, the question isn't where are you, it's where aren't you? Plus you're going to be you're at the Boise Farmers Market.
Yeah, every weekend we're at the Boise Farmers Market and the Capital City Public Market is what it's called. And those are both downtown Boise. And then we do events throughout the year. We do the Sip Idaho liquor tasting event. I think that one in Boise is coming up in September, so look out for that.
Yeah, and there's going to be one in Twin Falls, I think, coming up.
And there's one in Twin Falls in November, I believe.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, that's a lot of awesome places to find you. Very easy to find you, I think. And then, yeah, if you're looking for the Warren Reserve bitters in Albertsons, it's that weird aisle that has like some chips and some beef jerky and some other stuff. And then it also has mixers, right?
Yeah. Well, every Albertsons is different, but yeah, they do have a mixers aisle, so you'll find us there.
The first time I saw it, I was just looking through it randomly thinking, why is this stuff here? And then I looked up, I was like, hey, look at that, orange bitters. Love it. That's so great. Congratulations on that. That's fantastic. So we're going to be we're going to wrap things up right here. I'm going to be right back with Boise Beer Buddies community calendar, and we're going to talk about some other things going on the local scene right after this. Thank you so much for being on today, Adrian. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Spring is here and summer's right around the corner. Time to step up your cocktail game with Warren Reserve. Their huckleberry syrup is made with real lemon, limes, and wild huckleberries, and it's the perfect upgrade for your margarita, mojito, or even a whiskey sour. And right now, when you buy a 3-bottle pack of huckleberry syrup at warrenreserve.com, you'll get a free bottle of lavender or chili lime bitters. Just use the promo code SUMMER25 at checkout. That's warrenreserve.com. Promo code SUMMER25. Cheers. Welcome back to the big show. I'm Steve Kuntz, and we are going to do the Boise Beer Buddies community calendar here. Lots of stuff going on this weekend for you to get out and have some fun. And the first thing we have here is a birthday party. And I guess we're all invited. Jennifer's birthday is tonight, Friday night, 7 to 10 p.m. at the Pub and Putt on 2nd Street in Nampa. 33 years. Wow. Congratulations, Jennifer. That's a heck of a milestone. So we're going to be out there with live music, indoor mini golf, pizza, beer, and cocktails. And Boise Beer Buddies receive $1 off your first drink. That's a hell of a deal. Sounds like an amazing birthday party. We'll see if I make it. I might be out in that neck of the woods, out in the Nampa neck of the woods, visiting the Namptons. It's a long weekend. It's a perfect Namptons weekend. might be out there. So Jennifer, happy birthday. We'll see if we can make it. St. Chappelle and Sawtooth, they're getting after it this weekend. Actually, all the wine, I have some more stuff on the wineries after we hit this one up. St. Chappelle and Sawtooth, a Memorial Weekend wine mixer. Oh, you could call it the Catalina wine mixer, maybe, baby. I like that. That's going to be Sunday, May 25th from noon to 4. Free, family-friendly Memorial Day celebration. You're going to be able to taste a bunch of local wineries. I'm pretty sure Buckhorn is going to be out there and some others. Live music, vendor village, food trucks, face painting, jump house, and helicopter rides. Wow. $75 per person. This is the Catalina wine mixer. Unbelievable. All right. Well, that's going to be on Sunday from noon to 4 out at St. Chappelle. Make sure you check that out. And it looks like there's going to be some beer available at the event. Boise Beer Buddies, you're going to get 2-for-1 wine tasting. Wow. That's a great deal too. So the Catalina effing wine mixer happening right here in the Treasure Valley at St. Chappelle. Check that out on Sunday. What else do we have going on here? Well, Brown Beard is going to be throwing, Bryce came on the show, talked about this, the Garden City Brewgrass Festival. This is going to be a save the date type situation, June 7th from 2 to 10. Tickets are $32. You can get those tickets. I imagine Brown Beard's website will have them. There's also like a little QR code here, so you can check that out on BoiseBeerBuddies.com as well. And it looks like they'll just be hosting this whole day dedicated to brew. It says brewgrass. I think they mean bluegrass. I'm not sure if brewgrass is a real thing yet, but we're getting there, Bryce. It will be. Keep on trucking. Another kind of save the date thing here. Sun Valley, they're doing a brew fest. This is going to be Saturday, June 21st from noon to 5 p.m. And you're going to be able to enjoy unlimited craft beer tastings from the top breweries out there in beautiful Ketchum Town Square. This is one of my favorite fests of the whole year. It's super fun to be up in the mountains. It's super fun to try all these fun new beers, and it's a great time in Ketchum. And if you are a beer buddy, which you should be by now, use coupon code BeerBuddy for $5 off your ticket. I guess even if you're not a beer buddy, you could probably use that one. But yeah, so we got lots going on this weekend. I wanted to say real quick that also happening, we have a ton of stuff going out in wine country in the Treasure Valley. Just to name a few, Dunning Estates is going to have happy hour, BOGO, Pinot Gris, or Rosé when you're out there on Friday. Famici, also happy hour. Hell's Canyon is going to have a heritage wine tasting, free for club members, $25 per person on Sunday. That's going to be from 11:30 to 1:30, so tight window there. Houston, they're going to be doing, it looks like, live music, food trucks on Saturday or Friday, and some other stuff this weekend as well. Indian Creek's going to have something on Saturday. Carey Hill on Friday, buy one, get one glasses, live music, all sorts of fun stuff all weekend long out there on the slope. So be sure you have an awesome Memorial Day weekend and include, one of these breweries, one of these wineries in your plans. Get out to the Namptons. Oh, God, it's gorgeous this time of year. We're going to be right back to wrap things up right after this. That's going to do it for this week's show. Thank you very much to Adrian and Danny Warren from Warren Reserve Cocktail Company. Get out there. Let's do it. Summer 25. Get those 3 huckleberry syrups that are amazing, by the way. All those cocktails were so good. Not only could you taste like the huckleberry in there, but the lemon and the lime and the sweet and the sour. It was just a really nice, all around amazing flavor from that huckleberry syrup. It really is you think, because it's just huckleberry syrup, that it isn't as sort of fungible as it is, but you can really use it in anything. It works great with whiskey, works great with gin, works great with tequila, works great with mezcal. It just is I bet it's awesome with vodka. It just is a really nice thing to have for summer cocktails. You're going to get these 3 things. So $29.99, you get a free bottle of bitters with that code, I think summer 25, and you get those 3 bottles of huckleberry syrup. And this is how you support the show if you want to support the show, if I'm being honest. So use my promo code. You're supporting the show. You're getting yourself ready for spring and summer cocktail season, and you're going to have a good time mixing drinks with these things. They're really good. The bitters are amazing. Those lavender bitters are going to add a nice little fragrancy to it, but then that little bit of bitterness too. You're going to love it. you get the chili lime bitters, maybe add some nice little, like, just some zest to that margarita. You're really going to like it. So Summer 25, WarrenReserve.com, Warren Reserve Cocktail Company. Thank you so much for coming out. Thanks to Treasure Valley Chevron. Thank you to Boise Beer Buddies for that awesome Boise Beer Buddies community calendar. And thank you to everyone out there for subscribing, listening to the show. Really appreciate it. Please check out our sponsors. Check out Journey to Idaho Wine. It's my new Substack, idahowine.substack.com. It's subscription based. It's only $5 a month. You're going to get access to a bunch of cool videos. I have them all. I have a bunch shot already. I got one up there. We have a split rail wine tour up there that you can check out. It's a full behind the scenes tour of the split rail winery. You're not going to get it on your own. You can't go to Split Rail and get that tour. You're going to find it on my Substack, and it's really cool. So go check that out. idahowine.substack.com. Subscribe to my Substack for this show as well. That's idahobooze.substack.com. Check us out on Spotify. Check us out on Apple Pods, YouTube. We're going to have TikTok videos up now of our Warren Reserve Cocktail of the Week. Check out that on TikTok. I think that's at Idaho Booze Pod. I think that's what it is. Anyway, I'm Steve Kuntz. Good day and good drinking, everybody.